Here we have Matthew 7, 7 and 8, where it talks about the persistence that you should have in praying.
So in verse 7, it reads, "Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened to you. For everyone that asks receives, and he that seeks finds, and to him that knocks it shall be opened."
Yes, that ask, seek, and knock. A lot of people think that's all talking about physical blessings with finances, but it's much more than that. That is being consistent with your prayers and not giving up and trusting even when it takes a long time. Staying faithful with that communication with God because it really deepens your relationship with Him. And God's answers can be for spiritual growth and His perfect timing and will. An example would be Jesus said, "Not my will, but your will be done," in Luke 22 and 42. That was Jesus trusting fully in God and saying that let his will be done and not his own. And then in the Old Testament, Daniel, when it was time up for the 7 years of exile, he prayed for 21 days for forgiveness and restoration for his people before he even received the answer in his prayers. And that he heard that God, during when he had the answer, heard him on the first day. And look, he also, during those 21 days, wasn't even praying for himself. He was praying for the people. And that really showed where his heart was.
Yes, this, as you said at the outset of this study today, we're moving from the physical to the spiritual. Physical is, as you mentioned, could be finances, could be health, certain of those things that are very visible. Spiritual is another matter. And the spiritual and truth and knowledge of God and how He works doesn't come instantly. And that's why I think the word and the term that's used here is very appropriate, is seek. And seeking, so we can ask, but then we've got to seek. And seek is looking, seeking is searching, seeking is reading the scriptures, is trying to understand the scripture. And this does take time. It's a process here. And I think maybe that's even why these three words are used: ask, seek, knock. Just takes time to go over that precipice and enter into the door. So do it humbly, requesting, and if we follow through, God can open that door. And as it says here, who seeks finds.
Yes. And when you're seeking, especially consistently, you're going to run into God's truth. And that shows that you're open to receiving. Then we have in Matthew 9 and 11, it discusses how God gives good things.
So in verse 9 here, or what man is there of you whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him a serpent? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him?
Now, the question is, would a loving earthly father give harmful gifts when his child asks for nourishment? The answer is no. I mean, even with us being flawed, we still give good gifts. And God is a perfect, heavenly, loving Father. So he gives even better gifts to those who ask because he knows what we need.
Uncover the mystery of Adam and Eve's nakedness. Unravel the ambiguous connection between the Hebrew term for naked and the serpent's subtlety. Join us for this free mini-course and gain a profound new perspective on biblical Hebrew. TheExplanation.com/naked